What's up, y'all? It's your boy Carcino here, live once again. And this is the truth behind the Suge Knight and D.O.C. Um, friendship, if you want to call it that. When Suge back was being a slash bodyguard, security, and wannabe manager, Doc was the top dog. He was around when when Q was getting ready to leave. When Q was leaving NWA and all that stuff, then you had Suge mostly, getting tight with Doc. Because Suge rode with a guy named Crazy and a guy named Dick. And, Dick was a businessman. So they was all hanging out and, Doc knew them and they would go to clubs just getting towed down. And once Q shook the spot, and Doc was back in the picture and they linked up, Doc had a much bigger role in what was going to happen with NWA and his own project. Once that blew up and all that stuff, they were still rolling. Like Doc was big, his project came out and it was huge. So Suge was like, "Yo, I'm your manager. I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna look out for you, cause in this business, man, you can't trust nobody. You know, Jerry and Easy, they taking care of. So I'm gonna let my man Dick now. I'm gonna have some of my people take a look at your papers. So ask about your paperwork. So if I get it, I can have them go over it, make sure you getting what you supposed to get. Cause there ain't no reason why you ain't got a car like them. You ain't got money in your bank account. Know what I'm saying? And you doing all the work. Right. I'm gonna make sure you alright. So Suge kept popping up and popping around in situations that he didn't need to be in. Like because of Doc, I'm here with Doc. But what he was doing is trying to see the operation and see how everything worked. Cause he knew Easy knew him. They called him Big Sugar. What's up, Sugar? So when Sugar, which was Suge, once he was able to see the operation and see how it works, he knew what the pieces he needed to get out of the system. He needed Doc and he needed Dre. That's it. He could leave Easy behind. He could leave everybody else behind. Give me them two. I'm good. Them the two pieces he need. He had the writer and the producer. So then he comes sit down, was like talking with him because while he partying all the time, people don't realize Doc was the wild one. Suge wasn't wild like that. Suge got that laugh. Oh, he got that other one where he just bust him up right on the So Suge got them two laughs. But he used to crack up laughing because it would entertain him the way D.O.C. would go off. D.O.C. will talk to a dude chick and go over there and the boyfriend will step up and then he'll beat the boyfriend down, stomp him out. It's like, dog, this is our man. And Suge just be cracking up. Then he be like, man, come on, man. Come on, man. You gonna get us kicked out, man. You gonna get us barred, man. They ain't gonna want us up in here. Then it got to the point where they couldn't go to certain clubs. They get barred. Like, nah, not tonight, homie. And then Doc was just getting too toe up. Like he was drinking like every day. Like in the morning, afternoons, getting drunk. He's showing up drunk, but he could work. He was a functioning alcoholic. And then came the car accident. And that was it. Suge saw him like that. And Easy was like, I don't even think Easy them went over there when he first got in the accident. Suge was there. And then Dre showed up and he was like, where's Jerry and Easy? Why they ain't here? They went to visit him, but it just wasn't like at that moment in time. But he was Dre's homeboy. But once he became the songwriter, D.O.C. was cool, but he was still Dre's project. They wasn't really super cool with the doc. So they was talking about before the car accident about starting their own record company, the Future Shock and all this stuff. So Doc heals up and his voice is gone. Hey man, it's your man the D.O.C. And everybody's like, oh man, what's going on with Doc? Doc can't. They're like, Doc is never gonna rap again. Doc wasn't trying to hear it. So they told Doc, like, look, man, while you try to get your voice back, don't worry about stressing and doing all this trying to get back. What you need to do is just write the songs right now. Just write. You know, tell us how the beat should go. Don't stress your voice. We'll get the tests and everything else done, and we'll get that situated for you. Don't stress yourself to come back. Doc came right back. He was writing all while he was, rehabbing his body. People just think about his voice, man. This dude had to really learn how to walk again and get his balance back right. It's a powerful thing. So after this, Doc goes ahead and he says, like, basically, forget this, man. I ain't finna go through all of this. And Doc just left for about 2 weeks, came back, started drinking. And he was like, man, dog, this what got you in the situation you was in? Doc was just depressed because all the beats that was on the Niggas for Life album, that would have been Doc's. So Doc ain't happy about the cut. He ain't happy about none of this stuff going on. So Doc is ready to shake the spot. And once Dre woke up and was like, because that's how Suge got close to Dre. It's through Doc. And once that happened, he started getting tight with Dre. And Dre started really like gravitating towards them. Plus Dre was drinking too. Dre was like, yeah, but if I leave though, I want Miss Chalet to come with me. Cause if I leave her here, Easy gonna F her. And I already know it. So I can't trust her here. She gotta come with me. He was like, don't worry. I'm gonna work that out for you. But once he went over there and got to Dre, he wasn't really cool with Doc no more, the way they used to. He spoke to him, but he looked at Doc like, you're a disappointment now. Or mostly like, I don't need you no more. I got Dre. Dre got you. That's how it's gonna work. I got what I need. Now that they have Future, Shock, Future, Shock, Doc wasn't part of the ownership.
Then they went and turned that into Death Row. Doc wasn't part of the ownership. Doc was back in the same situation he was in when he was at Ruthless Records. He was a writer. Man, they was like, Doc, like, man, I got this new thing, man. It's gonna improve my voice. So, man, I could make me a record. It was like, man, Doc, come on, man. Like, just write the album. But he was a little hurt because he was, starting to spiral into coke and other drugs and getting himself all messed up to the point where they couldn't even trust Doc to write the songs no more. And Jerry Heller had Doc a crib. Doc had his own house when he was with Ruthless Records. And when he left Ruthless Records and went to Death Row, he was living with Dr. Dre up in Dre crib. So it was like, man, Dre got his own crib, and y'all don't. So you left one situation and went to a worse situation. And him and Jerry Heller always got into it because he was like, Jerry always talking about he got me a crib. But did my record sales and all my stuff did not really pay for that crib myself? So that's something to go on. But Suge friendship with Doc deteriorated because once the shroud had fallen, he realized that this wasn't a friendship. I got used. This was business.